My name is Michael Joyce, and I'm president of the Board of Trustees for the NAPFA Consumer Education Foundation. I'm pleased to introduce our special guest today, Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney, and Knight Kiplinger, editor-in-chief of Kiplinger's Personal Finance magazine. Today's press conference is being held in conjunction with the Your Money Bus Tour, an initiative of the NAPFA Consumer Education Foundation, TD Ameritrade, and Kiplinger's Personal Finance magazine. This tour is going to travel to 65 cities throughout the country to provide the same messages that we're sharing with you today, and the tour will last through the spring of 2009. As I mentioned, this is a tour that is sponsored by the NAPFA Consumer Education Foundation, which is an independent non-profit foundation founded in 2006 by the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors. It is being supported by TD Ameritrade Institutional and Kiplinger's Personal Finance magazine, as well as the volunteer efforts of hundreds of independent financial advisors who are members of the National Association of Personal Financial Advisors. The idea for the bus tour emerged for the foundation well before the current economic and financial crisis came into prominence. It turns out that this tour couldn't have come at a better time. Our timing has been impeccable because millions of financial consumers and households are suffering deep difficulties at the current time, whether it's through having too much debt, a lack of savings, or investments that seem to be continuously going down. The NAPFA Consumer Education Foundation is here to help, and that's the focus of the Your Money Bus Tour. We do not have a magic bullet solution. We don't have billions of dollars in loans or guarantees to back up financial consumers. We don't know when the stock market's going to turn around or even what direction it's going to be today or tomorrow. What we can do is help by providing information and advice that can help every person become a better financial consumer, a better intelligent consumer, a better saver, and a more prudent investor. The foundation is here to emphasize that consumers can take control of their financial futures, and they must do it today. To do this, there are a few simple things that consumers can do. First of all, they can build a nest egg. In times like this, it's important to have something to fall back on, and also there's unexpected things to happen to all households. They can start saving money now for retirement and other long-term needs. They can work to get out of the mountain of consumer debt that seems to face many American households right now. They can now more than ever make sure that their portfolios are diversified, and they can obtain objective, comprehensive advice from trusted advisors. The resources associated with the Your Money Bus Tour are designed to bring these truths into sharp focus. They remain true even at a time that is sometimes obscured by some of the very high-profile problems facing our economy and our financial system. I'd like to take a moment today to speak about a historic piece of legislation that is one example of the consumer-first orientation that is important in these times and something that the foundation is very much behind. This legislation is known as the Credit Card Holders Bill of Rights and was co-sponsored by Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney and Congressman Barney Frank. For Americans who are overextended on their credit cards, the shaky foundation of America's financial sector only adds to their woes. Each family currently has over $16,000 in non-mortgage debt, including credit card debt, according to one of the credit reporting agencies. For many consumers, having problems and having too high of a credit card balance is the last straw. As Congresswoman Maloney has said, it is now abundantly clear that in the area of consumer credit, the same lack of reasonable regulations, transparency, and prudent lending has led to the level of pain on Main Street that matches or exceeds the pain on Wall Street. Last month, on September 23rd, Congress passed the Credit Card Holders Bill of Rights by a vote of 312 to 112. The bill is now in the Senate. It's a common sense approach that brings greater light on credit card fees and interest rates and has the potential to save consumers billions of dollars. If it becomes law, it will represent a giant step towards reforming the credit card industry. Congresswoman Maloney will talk about much of the aspects of this, but we at the NAPFA Consumer Education Foundation believe that the Credit Card Holders Bill of Rights seek to return some balance to the relationship between credit card issuers and credit card holders. It is the first bill ever to pass the House with consumer protections for credit card holders, and it couldn't come at a more important time. In recent years, Americans have rung up unprecedented balances on their credit cards, and these balances are sure to rise if people are using their cards for necessities during an economic downturn. Meanwhile, the playing field between credit card companies and credit card holders has been in many cases very one-sided. This bill may not be something that solves all consumers' problems. However, it's a crucial step towards giving consumers greater power over their financial futures. As Representative Maloney said in the Credit Card Holders Bill of Rights that passed, responsible regulation is part of a new era of financial responsibility, and that responsibility works both ways, for companies as well as for consumers. To ensure a secure retirement and meet other financial goals, Americans and consumers need to do many things. A strong financial base begins with increased savings, and having better information about credit card debt is an important place to start. The Your Money Bus Tour provides information and hopefully the inspiration for hundreds of thousands of Americans to start on the road to financial freedom today. And I should mention that a lot of this information is found on the website for this tour, www.yourmoneybus.com.